Meanwhile, the opponents wearing the black, or actually it's navy blue and gold, the Eagles of Reinhardt College, and they are an NAIA school. So certainly the Gamecocks are the heavy favorites in this one, and we'll talk all about it as we go here this morning. Jay Nash, number 3 for the Gamecocks, with the right-hand dribble, looks to penetrate, feeds off to Bryant. Here is Mustafa in the paint, and as he draws the early foul from Dylan Fullwood, it'll be the first on Fullwood and the first on the Eagles of Reinhardt, who are located in Waleska, Georgia. That's 48 miles north of Atlanta and 82 miles southeast of Chattanooga, as the first free throw is no good. Just getting going. And the first point belongs to the Gamecocks. On the dribble, A.J. Shaw to Lau. He spells it low, L-O-W-E, but it's pronounced like cow with an L in front, Lau. Here's Shaw. He tried to drive in, falls away, shot no good, and the rebound is put back, but it won't go, and it's played by Mustafa on the rebound. Up to Nash, into the corner, and a tray for A.C. Bryant.
Great three-point shooter, catch-and-shoot guy, one of the newcomers to this Jack State team. Really had a great year last year at Alabama State, and knocking down his first three-pointer today.
Now as the play unfolds, it's taken and off the baseline. A nice shot by Derek Brown, a transfer from Gordon State. Makes it a 4-2 ball game. Bryant to Nash, back out to Bryant for 3. Got it.
You know, in the first game last week, AC really didn't have much going. You kind of got some points there late in the game, but what you've already seen here early in this one, 2 for 2 from 3, that is going to be quite a weapon for the Gamecocks this season, especially when he gets hot.
Yeah, he was 8 points and 3 rebounds the other day in the season opener against Oakwood.
But make no mistake, Coach Ray Harper brought A.C. Bryant here to catch and shoot.
He did, but a little bit short that time. And the rebound taken by the Eagles. Glad you're with us. Eli Gold, Nikki Shadricks, and our ESPN Plus crew on an early Monday morning here in Jacksonville, Alabama. The fall away is short by the Eagles, as that one missed the mark off Derek Brown's hand. And here comes A.C. Bryant again. Leaves off for Jay Nash. Nash drives the paint, kicks to the corner. Wide open for 3 is Jacoby Hill. And now it's a 10-2 lead. An 8-point advantage that quickly for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, Jacoby Hill, the true freshman from Central of Phoenix City, led his high school team to the state championship in Class 7A a year ago. And how many true freshmen do you see come in at this level and earn a starting spot? And that's exactly what Jacoby Hill has done. And here's a look at the good defense, but the foul there.
And Coach Harper is not one who just hands out starting assignments because he likes you.
Coach Harper says that Jacoby Hill, and this is an incredible compliment considering how long Coach Harper has been in this business. Yeah. He said Jacoby Hill has grasped the Gamecocks' defensive concepts better than any freshman he's ever coached in his career. That's why he is in the starting lineup today. Obviously, the offensive production, that's great. But if you want to get Coach Harper's attention, play some defense.
Exactly. Here come the Gamecocks up the floor in the white. Looking, finding Bryant, and he'll drain a three from outside. A.C. Bryant started out at Marion Military Institute before transferring on, and that one goes out of bounds. It'll be Gamecock ball going the other way. Mustafa El Muta'u-Akil inbounds directly in front of us. Marcus Fitzgerald. Tightly watched by Lau. Mustafa had it knocked out of his hands by Derek Brown. Nice reach-in play defensively. Nakai Fisher moves it up the floor to Shaw and leaves it out on the perimeter for a miss by Lau. Tucker Lau from Jasper, Georgia. He's a graduate student at Reinhardt. Back into the backcourt. And Mustafa plays it for JSU. Bryant, three. In and out, no good. Rebound taken by Aitor Anabitarte. And it goes out of bounds. And it's going to be the other way, heading the other way, and it is a timeout here in Jacksonville. 13-4, Gamecocks over the Eagles. We're coming back right after this. The visitors from Reinhardt University. They are without their best player today, by the way, T. Williams. He's a Tuscaloosa native, went to Wallace State, Hanceville. He has been injured and has only played 2 of their 5 games this season. So even though they were at a heavy underdog role coming in, even more so now without T. Williams.
Yeah, and they certainly could have used him. It would have been a great experience for him to be here and play in this environment against the competition level that Reinhardt is taking on today. How about Jack State shooting here, even though it's a morning game, Eli? They're 4 of 7 from the floor, all 3-pointers.
They have woken up quickly. And there's a traveling call on the turnover. It'll be the second of the morning for the Reinhardt Eagles. And again, if you're curious and you're not familiar, these men and women's teams at JSU and many other schools in the area play these Education Day games where the kids go to school in the morning, then they come on the bus to the arena, enjoy a basketball game before returning to school for the afternoon session. So that's what we've got going on today. Meanwhile, a scoring drought for both teams now for the last little bit. 2 minutes and 3 seconds for the Gamecocks, 2:17 for the Eagles. Over top of everybody, and that time Dylan Fullwood just let it fly, but didn't find the range. And here is going to be a offensive foul called. I didn't see what they're going to say. No, it's going to be a 2-shot opportunity here. Fitzgerald looking around. He said, "Did you call that on me?"
Yeah, you see Marcus going strong to the basket, and good to see him healthy to start this season. Missed all of last year with that hip injury, and he's a combo guard, can play the 1, can slide over to the 2, and I think Coach Harper, ideally, when Jamar Franklin is completely healthy, they envision him at the 2, and then Marcus coming off the bench, backing up Jay Nash at the point guard spot. But again, very capable of moving over to the 2, shot the 3 a moment ago, so he's got a good outside jump shot. He's a tough, hard-nosed player.
Fitzgerald was 4 of 4 last year from the free throw line. Still looking for one here today, and he's got it to fall. Of course, Fitzgerald was not able to go much at all last year. Here now the break into the forecourt. Nakai Fisher misses that running layup try. Shaw watching. Fitzgerald drives in on him. A pair of ones. Couldn't get it to go. And there's a reach-in foul on Toby Nnadozie. Nnadozie with the personal foul. It'll be his first. He's a transfer from Coppin State. Best known for his defense. He was a great defensive player in the MEAC.
Yeah, he's the energy guy off the bench. When he comes in the game, Coach Harper expects him to bring energy, defensive intensity, and as you mentioned, will typically draw the assignment of guarding the other team's best player.
Turnaround by Derek Brown is good for a couple. And that breaks a streak of nearly 3.5 minutes of no points, no field goals for the Eagles.
Derek Brown's been their most productive guy here early. That basket, then he's got a couple of rebounds, and he's competed on several other rebound attempts.
There's a tray off the far perimeter. That was Bensao Vungo who picks that one up. He's from Angola, but now the Eagles will answer right back.
Vungo's another one of those players that's got a lot of upside. He is only 6'6", but he rebounds much bigger, and that's one thing that Jacksonville State is looking for him to do, is be a big rebounder, but as you just saw, he can also hit that outside shot.
Yeah, he did that at East Carolina, where he played before coming to JSU. And the whistle from Barry Mathis, the official. You see the time remaining and the numbers right there.
There you see Fitzgerald probably should have went ahead and shot that, but unselfish play, willing pass attempt there to his teammate, Anna Batarte, who, by the way, Coach Harper said has really done well in practice in the preseason. He's number 21 with the face guard. Says he is really doing a good job of finishing inside. And Coach Harper said he's earning more playing time than he actually thought he might be getting this early. He's going out of the game now, but Arbitarte doing a good job in preseason practice for the Gamecocks.
And he's worn that face mask forever. He wore it for his all 4 years playing at St. Francis of Illinois, and continues to wear it here in Jacksonville. Free throws are good, and an 11-point lead, the largest of the ball game for the Gamecocks here in the early going. A.J. Shaw leaves it off for the trailer. Here's Nakai Fisher. Nowhere to go for Brown. And off the rebound, Jamar Franklin, one of the returnees. Three-point try, no good. Rebound, Fullwood.
That's a 10th three the Gamecocks have attempted here in this first half. They're shooting a pretty good clip right now from three-point line.
And I'll take the basketball. Thank you very much. And getting hit and shoved out of bounds was Nnadozie, but he just picked the pocket of the Eagles.
Yeah, you can't fall asleep around Nnadozie. You can't doze off, because he's a strong defender, going to get in there with those strong hands and just take the ball from you, as he just did.
How long have you been saving that?
It just came to me.
I hear you. I hear you.
Still learning these guys' names, Eli.
Yes,
I don't know about you.
You and me both. Long range. Jamar Franklin missing. And the rebound goes out of bounds off Franklin, who is seated on the hardwood. And the turnover gives the basketball to the Reinhardt Eagles. 19-8. Each team with 3 fouls thus far. Derek Brown. Ariel Jones. Long range counted off the right perimeter for Derek Brown.
That was nice offense there. They did some handoffs at the top. Jack State just switching on defense, and then they got one of their best players isolated on the other side and scored one-on-one. That's probably something we'll see Reinhardt do a lot more for the rest of the game.
Nice feed back by Loy, but it's knocked away from Franklin. Long range out of the left corner. Franklin missing. Rebound on the turnaround and a shove against Vungo. And the foul. And we've got a timeout. Timeout here in Jacksonville, Alabama. The home team on top by a score of 19-10. We're coming right back after this. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Live with you this morning from the Pete Matthews Coliseum here on the campus of Jacksonville State University. Inbounds, the Gamecocks with a 19-10 lead, but they have not shot well here. They were hot as a firecracker coming out, but now they've only hit one field goal in their last 7 shots until it was laid in by Mustafa.
Yeah, Jack State, good patience there as Reinhardt came out with a zone look that time. First time they set back in a zone, and the Gamecocks got it inside, and Mustafa able to finish deep against the zone.
Yusuf feeds it out to Shaw. On the left side, Jones. Again, Shaw, short. And the rebound is taken by A.C. Bryant. Loy goes cross court. Driving the baseline, nothing there. Mustafa's got the feed, and boy, he just transitions quickly going to the hoop.
He is hard to stop, and Conference USA will be watching this guy on film because he is going to be, when you play Jacksonville State, you're going to have to find a way to defend him because he is such a playmaker.
Nice move, floating to the basket, Mekhi Fisher, the sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Jacoby Hill to Bryant, to Mustafa. He tries to drive in, can't. The reason we go with Mustafa's first name, it's a whole lot quicker than using his other names. Mustafa El Mutauakil. So for play-by-play purposes, Mustafa flows a whole heck of a lot better. And we've got a timeout being taken by Jacksonville State.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Harper was real pleased with the last offensive attempt against the zone, as Gamecocks really had no ball movement out top, and quick timeout to kind of address that and send the guys right back out.
Of course, if you're not familiar, the same rules as in the past. You get 160 second timeout, 3 30-second timeouts. You can carry 2 of those over to the second half. And then there's a timeout available to you should we go into overtime.
Yeah, one thing you ask yourself is, what does Jacksonville State get out of playing an opponent such as this early in the season? Well,
such as the other day, they beat Oakwood so badly.
Well, not only are you getting on the floor and against a different jersey, a different opponent under the lights, that's obviously good experience for the guys, but you get stuff on film and you get everybody in the game. The coaches can experiment with different combinations, different lineups. Everybody's already played that's able to play, and that's very valuable because that's not going to be the norm when you get into your regular rotation. So a lot of evaluation occurs. The scoreboard is really not that important for either team in a game like this.
Trying to go left and right, Jacoby Hill makes it count.
That's impressive. Yes. True freshman right there now. Just jab step at the three-point line. Nobody picked him up, and he knocked down the deep three.
14-point advantage. Then a miss by Blake Seitz. No relation to JSU's athletic director, Greg Seitz, though they do spell it the same way, S-E-I-T-Z. but no relation. Head coach for Reinhardt, Richard Morgan, in his 17th year. Coach Harper, the head coach of the Gamecocks, in his 27th year overall. With those bright green basketball shoes, Franklin has it knocked out of his hand. Barry Mathis making the call as the official. He's working with Clyde Mula and Brad Yorkovich today. That is the three-man officiating crew. Franklin got it for three. Well, what is that? Right around 50% now. 7 of 15.
And you're seeing it divided up and distributed among a lot of different players. It's going to be a different offensive situation this year for Jack State. You mentioned Pierre's no longer here.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a big miss. Obviously, having that guy that night in and night out can get so many points. But this year it's going to be a lot of different guys contributing offensively for Jacksonville State.
Ariel Jones with the foul on Mustafa. It'll be his second, and Mustafa hit the free throw. It's 30-12. Substitutions for Reinhardt. Khalil Cook, who only played 1 minute the other day in their most recent game, which they lost to Indiana East by an 88-80 score. Free throw no good. And Reinhardt in the dark uniforms. They bring it up the floor. Again, Reinhardt is an NAIA school, but that kind of a shot right there by Khalil Cook will work anywhere. NAIA, NCAA, you name it, it'll work. That one rims out, and the rebound goes out of bounds off the Gamecocks. Basketball will belong to Reinhardt when we come back. We are live on this Monday morning. Pete Matthews Coliseum, filled with kids on Education Day. Welcome back, everybody. Just inbounding the basketball, the Eagles of Reinhardt. Khalil Cook found himself stymied at the baseline. See the bench points, not really a surprise. 9-3 in favor of JSU.
Gamecocks with a +4 in the rebounding department, but that's not a bad job by Reinhardt hanging in there on the boards. That'll be the big challenge for them for the rest of the game.
No good. Shot clock violation as Khalil Cook waited a little bit too long to launch that shot.
Yeah, he was open. He was open, should have pulled the trigger right away, because this Jack State defense has been pretty suffocating here out at the three-point line. So when Reinhardt has an open shooter, need to pull the trigger.
Here's Franklin out to Mustafa. Played his own rebound. Boy, that's tough to do. It looked easy, but it's tough to do.
Yeah, he is so smooth when he attacks the basket. He's got a lot of different moves, can go finish with either hand as well.
He transferred here from Louisiana. He played at Indian River State Junior College. And a floating basket for the Eagles. Nicely done. 32-17 Gamecocks. Nash. Outside bounce. Taken away. Jacoby Hill will make a note of that one.
Yeah, he did. He made a good move.
Yeah.
Just probably should have went with a straight pass and not the bounce pass. Had an open guy in the corner.
Exactly. And now with the turnover, here comes Nash. Baseline. Up, down, whistle. Emundrick Erkins Ford, the man who ended up on the hardwood. The whistle.
And here's a look at the triple team. There was Erkins Ford, and you know he's pretty much playing the 5 while Slav is out. When he's able to come back, Erkins Ford is a guy that can slide over and play the 4 as well, and can also hit the mid-range outside shot.
Slav being Yaroslav, excuse me, Yaroslav Niagu, the Russian 7-footer who is out with a knee injury. Free throw, no. Mustafa through the legs, and it's put up and counted, and the foul. Jacoby Hill with great penetration and the whistle.
And what we didn't see in this replay, Eli, is before he got the ball and went and scored and got a chance for the three-point play, he kept the offensive rebound alive. He tapped it up without fouling over the back of the Reinhardt player, and then winds up with a chance at a three-point play. Great effort there by the true freshman.
The foul on Seitz, and Hill converts with the free throw.
Little press here by the Gamecocks, mixing it up.
19-point lead for JSU.
Nice trap in the corner.
Knocked away and taken by A.C. Bryant. Up to Mustafa. Looks left, passes right. And along with the hook back is Hill. Jacoby with a pretty move off a nice feed.
That was an incredible play. He was open in the corner, didn't take the 3. Instead, the pump fake, got the defender in the air, drove baseline. Terrific reverse layup, and he gets the rebound here.
Brown missing the shot, and he does get the rebound. Whistle, no. Around the horn. Wow. Emundrick Erkins Ford. And timeout is taken by Reinhardt. Head coach Richard Morgan has seen enough right there, and he calls time.
Erkins Ford was posted, and well, first of all, we're going to go back and look at the terrific baseline drive and reverse left-handed finish by Hill. And what a play there, as Jacoby Hill is having himself a really good first half. He's in double figures with 11. Here you see Erkins Ford waving off his offensive player because he was posted against a much smaller player in Blake Seitz, and he did a nice job just turning and scoring. The help from the weak side, not enough to keep Erkins Ford from putting that ball in.
And again, just to clarify, we are saying Blake Seitz, not Greg Seitz, who is the athletic director here at JSU. Although I've never played basketball with Greg. I wonder how good he is.
I don't know, but he's sitting down here. We can go suit him up, and he can get in the rotation. I said everyone's been on the floor. The only one I think that hasn't played yet that's available is Aiden Driggers, but I'm sure he will be on the floor before it's over with.
Exactly, and we see Andre Pantlitz checking in for Reinhardt. He is 6'9". He's a Canadian on the roster. Amir Green-Jones, he's in now. He was in earlier. Tight defense by the Gamecocks, and forcing that long shot was Mustafa, and the rebound comes off to Bryant. Fitzgerald around to Naduzi. And Nadozi couldn't get it to go. Sousa with the basketball momentarily there for Reinhardt. Now the ball knocked loose out of the hands of Pantlitz. And there's an opening, but missing. The running layup was Bryant.
Tough break for AC Bryant. They obviously know he's going to shoot that three, so they closed out quickly, and he had a chance to drive, but he couldn't finish.
And Mekhi Fisher cashes in. He had 21 the other day in their loss to Indiana East. He had 21 points and 10 rebounds, Fisher did. Today he has 4 points and no rebounds, but he is a dangerous guy. Outside, Mustafa got it for three.
If he's able to knock the three down, if he can shoot a pretty consistent clip from the three-point line with his ability to drive downhill, he is going to be an offensive force for the Gamecocks this year.
The Gamecocks are 8 of 18 in three-point shots here today. Baseline, short, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Reinhardt ball. And substitutions coming in. 3 new faces. Well, new right here. They've already been in the ball game. Coming in for the Gamecocks. But first, we have a timeout with 2:37 remaining in the half. 43-19. Jack State on top comfortably. Welcome back, everybody. 2:37 time remaining first half. 43-19. Obviously all JSU today.
Yes, Eli, and a lot of players getting minutes. Just looking down the sheet here, and several Gamecocks have already scored. You got Jacoby Hill and Mustafa both with 11 points in double figures. So a very nice team approach here for the Gamecocks. A lot of guys getting on the floor, a lot of guys being productive.
Everybody who is in the building has played, but in this instance right here, Reinhardt never kept an eye on the game clock, or at least the shot clock. They brought it in, dribbled a couple 3 times, and then the shot clock expired. So another turnover, as here is a travel, but no, they're going to call the foul. That was Barry Mathis, the official, calling the foul as Aitor Anabatarte was hacked as he went strolling towards the basket.
Yeah, he did the little pump fake top of the key and got downhill, and he's a big guy. He's got some size and got some strength, and he's not afraid to attack.
Yeah, he's 6'8". Blake Seitz checks back in, replacing Andre Pantlitz. $25-point lead, and now a 26-point lead for JSU. Tight defense. There's a turnover. Fitzgerald dishes left side, and it's off the fingertips of Jay Nash.
And as Coach Ray Harper clapping and saying, that's okay. You know, normally you don't see a coach clap for you when you do a turnover. But what Coach Harper saw was the unselfishness from Marcus that time on the break, trying to give the ball up to his teammate on the 2-on-1 break. Marcus probably should have attacked and tried to score on that one, but nice unselfish play despite the turnover.
And the jump ball has the arrow going in the same direction. Turnovers 4 for Jacksonville State and 10 for Reinhardt.
And, of course, another reason Coach Harper was not too upset about that sequence is because without Marcus Fitzgerald's steal on the defensive end, you wouldn't have even had the break there.
Brown leaves it out for Jones. Back to the right side where Lau can't get it to go from long range. And there's a delayed bounce pass to the baseline, and it goes kicked out of bounds. The ball belongs to Reinhardt. And Connor Loy will check in for the Gamecocks, replacing Jay Nash. Working it around the perimeter. Into the paint. And it's rejected. Nicely done that time by the 6'7" Derek Brown. He rejected it, but now as quickly it's turned over the other way. Here comes the floater, and you count it for two. Connor Loy, who had a high school record of 3,019 career points coming out of Columbia, Kentucky. And you could tell the nice touch on that one.
Yeah, no, they didn't respect him there on the break. The defense for Reinhardt was more concerned about the other guys on the break, and Lloyd just took advantage. No one stopped the ball, and nice little floater.
40 seconds to go until halftime. And a nice lay-in by Ben Salvundo. And there's a turnover on the inbounds attempt by Reinhardt. Coach Harper brings Connor Loy back into the lineup. He'll inbound it with 20 on the shot clock. 32 and a half, as you see, remaining in the half, and the shot's no good. Cook with the rebound. Leaves it off for Jones. Back to Cook, and now Jones again. Reinhardt, the Eagles. Shot doesn't go. Field goal percentage now down around 31% for Reinhardt. And the Gamecocks go up the floor and lost the handle. Did Marcus Fitzgerald. And it'll be a chance for Reinhardt to get a bucket here just before the half. And they're just not even going to try. They'll inbound it and let the clock wind down to its conclusion. Halftime here in Jacksonville, Alabama.
And I tell you, Gamecocks finishing the first half strong, a 17-2 run over the last 5:49 of the first half, and that is a big momentum boost. Gamecocks heading into the locker room with their largest lead.
So 49-19, the lead at the break. We're back with more right after this. Reinhardt will be going home on November the 12th, a couple of days from now. They'll play Tennessee Wesleyan, and then on the 15th of November, they'll host Milligan out of Tennessee. So there you have what's happening, and now we're back to live action here in Jacksonville. Jay Nash, long range, no. Rebound, swatted at and knocked away by Nakai Fisher. It's taken by Shaw. Back to Fisher. He'll try and drive the baseline. Goes up, and Mustafa steals the basketball. Here he comes the other way as the turnovers continue. Long range, three, no for Jay Nash. The Gamecocks picking it up, back to Mustafa. Has it knocked out from behind, but Nakai Fisher will commit the personal foul. It will be his first.
Yeah, Mustafa got by Fisher, and Fisher just kind of reached around with his left hand, made contact, called for the foul. But once again, Mustafa just so good with the pump fake, putting the ball on the floor, just very difficult to stop when he gets in the lane.
Turnovers, 12 for Reinhardt. 6 for Jacksonville State. Here's Bryant to Nash. And it's left off. They work the perimeter really well. Look at that. And the shot doesn't go. Jacoby Hill did beat the shot clock. And the basketball then comes flying in our direction. Dylan Fullwood went into the press table here, took out the microphone of our radio partner, Mike Paris. But as we continue now, long-range Trey got it out of the corner for 8.
Smoothly finished, as he is so adapted doing.
Mustafa El Mutau Akil. Basketball went out of bounds there by the Reinhardt bench.
Tell you, Mustafa, Eli, one thing he definitely needs to be working on every week is his free throw shooting, because I have a feeling he's going to shoot a lot of them this year.
Probably so. That's a good point. Bounce inside by Lau. Looking for a shot opportunity is Fullwood, and it hits the side of the backboard and then goes out of bounds. It'll be Jack State ball with the inbounds under the basket there to our right.
Jack State rebound advantage is now swelled to +11. It was just +7 at halftime, which really is respectable for this Reinhardt team. But as the game wears on here in the second half, you wonder how long the Eagles can hold up against the Gamecock size and length.
Mustafa, no, jams it home low, does Jacoby Hill. Picking up the trash.
Excellent play there by Hill. He read the ball beautifully. It came off the rim. He timed his jump perfectly, and the nice flush and finish.
Hill 3 times a first-team All-State performer when he played at Central of Phoenix City. And there on a baseline drive, A.J. Shaw gets hit. And the whistle on Jay Nash. It'll be his second.
You know what's neat about Jacoby Hill coming in and just the evolution with the transfer portal the last few years. You see so many upperclassmen moving around, and some of that is the case on the Jack State roster this year. But then you see a guy like Jacoby Hill coming in as a true freshman, a young man that has ties to the program. His high school coach played here at Jacksonville State, Charles Burkett. You got an opportunity to develop a kid that has ties to the program and keep him here for up to 4 years. That's kind of not the norm anymore.
No, not at all, as the free throws, again, no good for Reinhardt. They are right now at 50% from the charity stripe today. That's all. Here now the drive. Mustafa gets hacked. And the whistle. Personal foul is going to be the 3rd on Dylan Fullwood. And Mustafa hits that one. 14 points for the big guy from Rabat, Morocco. And he makes the next one. I wonder how long I'll go this season before I sing "We're Off on the Road to Morocco."
I think you're going to be singing that a lot this year.
I believe so. There's a nice give and go. And the shot doesn't fall for Brown. And the rebound will not go. They had the right idea. That time, A.J. Shaw got a shot in the eye. He's at the free throw line, bent over. And the official, Brad Yorkovich, asking him if he's okay. Blake Seitz back into the lineup.
Or is he asking him, how many goals do you see?
Yeah, exactly. Free throw good for Shaw. He has another one coming. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. A.J. Shaw is. Went to Wake Technical Community College before finding his way to Reinhardt University. And he makes the second. Gamecocks have led by 39 here today. Reinhardt has never led the ball game. With the personal foul. The shot doesn't go. Rebound goes the other way. Here's Shaw. Giving him some room is Jay Nash. Now reaching in is Sousa. And there's a whistle, and it's going back the other way. This is getting a little sloppy now, too.
Yeah, that was good defense by Mustafa, kind of putting the pressure on A.J. Shaw, forcing the errant pass.
We've got timeout here in Jacksonville, Alabama. We've played 4 minutes of the second half. And you see the score. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, a couple of quick sports notes for you. Jacksonville State's Caleb Nix named the Football Player of the Week defensively in Conference USA. That announcement just coming a few moments ago, so our congratulations to Caleb. Also on the news, Brian Daboll, the head coach of the New York Football Giants, relieved of his position just a few minutes ago. So you're up to date on the sports headlines, and you're seeing a 60-21 lead now, enjoyed by Jack State. A.J. Shaw now being watched by Nash. Shaw picked up by Erkins Ford. Baseline bouncer, and that's the third time they have lost track today of the shot clock.
There was just nothing there. They ran a lot of motion, a lot of passing the ball around, but Jack State just outstanding defense, forcing the shot clock violation.
Yep, Richard Morgan, the head coach, looking a little frustrated there. If nothing else, just put it up. You know, try and do something like that. Looking for an opening, and with English on the lay-in, Jay Nash made that one count. Nicely done.
Yeah, projected to be the Gamecocks' starting point guard this season. He's 6'3", very strong, not necessarily an outside shooter capable, but obviously, as you saw a moment ago, a very strong finisher around the rim.
And there, no, it won't go, but the follow-up by Bryant will.
Nice hustle by Bryant. A lot of guys would not get down the floor thinking, hey, we got a 2-on-1, we're going to score anyway, but the ball came off the rim, and Bryant, the third Gamecock down, wound up getting the bucket.
And a three-pointer for Tucker Lau. A long-range shot as he was left alone at the top of the perimeter. Now Nash, baseline, kicks it out. Further out to Mustafa. Yes.
What about the unselfish play there by Jacoby Hill? He could have gone in and scored in the lane. Instead, he knew he had Mustafa open at the three-point line. Nice unselfish play.
43-point lead.
The kids like that shot, Eli.
They did. The kids are just going crazy with that. And now they're going to call a foul on Reinhardt, or they're going to call it on Nash. We'll get that clarified. They're going to say it was kicked out of bounds. There is no foul. But yeah, the kids are just going crazy with that three-pointer. Inside, a turnaround Jay for Derek Brown.
Yeah, he's got a lot of length, and he can go up and shoot over a taller defender. Nice job there by Brown.
He's 6'7", as Franklin feeds to Nadozi. Franklin again. Nadozi again. Vungo. and nicely blocked, but there's a foul away from the basketball. So going to the line will be the Gamecocks.
Nice strong drive there by Fitzgerald. Yep. Something he can do. By the way, Jacoby Hill's checked out of the game. Gotta mention what a game he is having. He's 5 of 7 from the floor, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Again, true freshman. Performing the way he's playing, and a lot of times he could have shot more, but gave up the ball. Very unselfish play.
68-26. You know, Coach Harper's really coaching his heart out now, because this is the time of a game like this where it can all go. You're not going to lose. We all know that. But it could go to heck in a handbasket. The guys could just lose all their fundamentals. They could just forget. And he's not letting these guys get out of sync, if you will.
Yeah, and finishing the game strong will say a lot about his team's focus, his players' character, and he's holding them accountable for sure.
Again, this is the 8th time ever that these two schools have met, dating back to 2022 and again 2025 now. So there's a long-range shot for Franklin.
And every time Franklin can have success on the floor early in the season, it's just going to continue to help him to build confidence as he works his way back from that severe knee injury that he suffered a year ago.
Ariel Jones getting fouled by Toby Ndozi. Ndozi is from Baltimore, Maryland. And here's Jones. Had 14 in their game the other day. Not quite as prolific here today. That was his first point of the, well, now it's afternoon here in the Central Time Zone. Jones gets those points. Gamecocks, meanwhile, they're 5 of their last 5 in field goals. So I lied. They're 5 of 6. 5 of 7. And 6 of 8.
You'll get it right?
Yeah.
Bungo, just relentless effort on the offensive board that time.
And there's a reach-in foul on number 7, Toby Ndozi. Substitution, Aitor Anabitarte, excuse me. He'll check in, and we've got a timeout here in Jacksonville. 72-28, 73-28 is the actual score, and we'll come back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody. The Gamecocks with a big lead on the Eagles. Here's a bounce inside to Seitz. Seitz bumped into, and a jump ball. The arrow is in Reinhardt's favor. Blake Seitz showing some strength there. The inbounds and the bounce pass. Scooped outside to Cook. Shot doesn't go. Rebound. Ndozi up the floor. Lay it in. Does Jamar Franklin.
Nice job by the Gamecocks in transition, getting the defensive rebound. Franklin leaking out and getting it to him in the lay-in.
One of the 3 returnees from last year. And there's a layup that is knocked away, and there'll be a whistle inside. The score you see is correct according to the scoreboard in the building. Ford, however, shows it 75-28, but regardless, Jack State having things their way.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that that 1 point is not going to make much of a difference today.
Probably not.
Gamecocks really starting to wear down these Eagles. Their rebounding advantage is now +12. They've got 19 more shots. Gamecocks have taken care of the ball as well. They've only have 6 turnovers so far in the game. So just total domination as one would expect. Gamecocks taking care of business.
6 turnovers to 18 for Reinhardt. Loose ball. The arrow is in Jack State's favor this time. Substitution, Jackson Sousa is in, replacing Tucker Lau for Reinhardt. Taking their time. Nothing to pass to, you might as well shoot it. And Jamar Franklin with a tray.
Well, he shot that with a defender right in his face as well. That's the most impressive shot I think he's made today.
Then Cook misses long range, and flying to the basket is Toby Nundozi.
I would say that's bringing some energy off the bench.
And there's a nice floater for Ariel Jones for Reinhardt. It's getting to be a little like little playground basketball now.
When Nundozi took off, I didn't know if he could get there, but he showed quite a leaping ability there.
And look at that, a turnaround J, and the foul. Bensao Vungo. Again, he is from Angola. First name is B-E-N-C-A-O, Bensao, and the last name V-U-N-G-O, pronounced Vungo.
And he can really elevate too, as you saw there on the jump shot. A very efficient game for him. He's 4 for 7 from the floor. That gets him in double figures. And what Coach Harper will be more impressed with is the 6 rebounds he's collected here in the game.
Exactly. That foul was on Fullwood, his 4th.
Yeah, when you talk to Coach Harper about number 5, Vungo, he says, could be a great rebounder. He just can be a great rebounder.
Yeah.
And he's got such an amazing jumping ability. He makes every rebound look spectacular. Just the way he's able to quickly get off the floor. There, you see it there.
Yeah, and there's a foul as Vungo gets slapped after going for the basketball. So the foul will be on Blake Seitz, his 2nd. And Vungo, he was on the Angolan national team before going to East Carolina and then coming here to JSU.
You know, the way he's got that quick leap, get off the floor quickly, go fight for every ball, kind of reminds you of another great rebounder from many years ago, Dennis Rodman, who just seemed to always be around the ball, could get off the floor quickly.
Of course, Rodman, he made it a science. He would stay out there on the floor during pregame warm-ups and watch the other team and count the number of revolutions on people's shots. And by doing that, he could figure out which side of the basket the ball was going to rebound off to, as it was laid in there by Vungo on a foul. And they're going to call it the other way. It'll be a foul on Vungo.
There's another one of those spectacular rebounds that we were talking about.
And you'll see here comes number 5, goes up. I guess they're going to say make contact over the back of
Pantlitz.
Yeah, Pantlitz.
Yeah. But that was the theory for Rodman. He would count people's rotations, and he knew that if this guy was shooting, it would go this way. If that guy was shooting, it would go this way, and so on.
So he could anticipate where the ball was coming off.
Exactly right. He was really, he was quite the scientist of rebounds. Pantlitz, the Canadian. No good, and the rebound for Vungo again. Up it comes, left side, Ndozi. Franklin for 3. No good. Rebound, though, taken by Anna Bitarte. And back inside it goes. Nicely done to Jamar Franklin.
Franklin, a solid game, which is good to see. And here's Fitzgerald on the other end.
And the steal is laid in for 2 more.
Gamecocks can hit you with a lot of different guys, can't they?
They can. Looking to dribble in. Jones into the left corner. Long-range tray is short for Seitz. And it's coming up the left side for Franklin. Off the hands of Vungo. Out to Franklin. Outside again. Ndozi. And there's a foul as a Gamecock ends up on the floor, and Andre Pantlitz will help him to his feet. And a brand new 5 coming in for Coach Ray Harper.
If you're Reinhardt, you see a whole new group of 5 coming in, fully rested.
Yep. At the line, Jamar Franklin. No good. Rebound, JSU. Mustafa. No. Follow-up. No. Return for Erkins Ford. Counts it for 2. 88-32. Gamecocks. Inside to Pantlitz. He'll back in and shoot over the defender who fouls him. Fullwood commits the foul. If I believe that'll be his 5th. And we have a timeout here in Jacksonville. 90-34. Gamecocks leading comfortably. Welcome in, everybody. ESPN Plus coverage of college basketball. We are live. It's a Monday morning start here in Jacksonville, Alabama. And the free throw does not go for Andre Pantlitz. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Gamecock ball as Coach Richard Morgan continues to substitute. Turnovers 20-6. 20 for Reinhardt, 6 for JSU. Looking to come outside to Bryant, but they go the other way. And Hill takes his time, sets it back to Ford. And Erkins Ford puts it up for 2. Shots missing from Amir Green Jones. And here's a tray. And there's another. A.C. Bryant. He has really shot well from three-point range. 5 of 9 here today. And there's a whistle, and it's going to be Reinhardt ball. Bryant really doing well today. What a game. You were mentioning that.
Yeah, he has shot it well all game long, and that's great to see because, again, that's why he came here, and that's what the Gamecocks are looking for him to do is provide that outside threat, floor spacing, and that's what Mustafa was brought here to do. Is he is just such a smooth customer in the paint with all the different ways he can score the ball.
Gamecocks have made 6 of their last 8 shots now. By the way, if you see one of our cameras kind of shaking a little bit, because the youngsters here today are stomping on the bleachers in the Coliseum, as there's the jam home for A.C. Bryant.
Oh, no.
And off the floor goes Jacoby Hill with trainer Greta Rome by his side. We don't need to see injuries. Boy, you don't need to see that.
I hate to see that. Hopefully Jacoby is not seriously injured, but as you said, they're doing what they need to do, which is taking him off the floor and attending to him on the table. Obviously some type of right leg issue.
They're working on him in the runway.
And could be a cramp too, Eli. We don't know yet.
Could be. Could be.
That would be the best case scenario.
Yeah. A 9-0 run for the Gamecocks over the last 96 seconds. Khalil Cook shooting the free throws. The rebound for Aiden Driggers. First time we're seeing him in the ball game today. Vungo leaves for Franklin, back to Driggers. Driggers played some 4 minutes last year for the Gamecocks. Look at the sky-high rebound by Vungo. Lord, he almost hit his head on the Coliseum roof.
That's what I mean by this guy makes every rebound look spectacular. Watch him go up and just elevate. And his timing is what made that play. He kind of read the play as he was approaching the paint. Just incredible athlete.
Three-pointer. Jamar Franklin. And the Gamecocks will go over the 100-point mark for the second game in succession.
You know, Eli, there's several positive takeaways I already can kind of see from the Jack State perspective, and one of those to me is the great game today for Jamar Franklin. What a confidence boost that has to be for him as the Gamecocks get ready to get into some of their tougher games.
Yeah, he played very, very well. He's got to be so excited to be back.
Yes. And again, it's so much that Jack State coaches will tell you, it's so much about him building confidence and trusting that knee and all the rehab work he's done. And today, he's not thinking about that knee. He's thinking about just going out there and playing basketball, and he's had a fantastic game.
A.C. Bryant with 19 points today. After 8 the other day in the opener over Oakwood, the team scored 117 the other day. Now at 102. Pantlets missing at the free throw line. Just trying to keep an eye on the runway area where trainer Greta Rome is working. Jacoby Hill, it's very, very tough for us to see anything. Outside for three. Why not? Jamar Franklin.
This young man has gotten in a zone here in the second half, shooting the ball with a lot of confidence.
He sure has, as it's knocked out of bounds by Jamar. Ball belongs to Khalil Cook of Reinhardt. They work it around the horn. Green Jones rejected underneath by Jack State. Great job by Mr. Spring in his knees. That's what Vungo means in Senegal, in Angola.
Well, that's fitting. And if you can be a good rebounder, you can be a good shot blocker, because it takes both, which is that leaping ability, timing ability, and Vungo's got both.
He does.
And a little want to helps also.
Yep. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. In and out. Steal. Too strong on the shot. Loose ball taken by Vungo.
Well, he may have turned it over, but he got another rebound.
Yeah, triggers. No good. Team's just running the floor. They are in good shape, I'll tell you that. We have seen a lot of running of the floor today. That one is knocked away. And Driggers has the rebound. Up the floor, left side. Won't go down. Nadozie had himself tied up in a package. Reisman is in for the first time now for Reinhardt. Charles Reisman. Air ball. And Nadozie off the screen, set by Toot. It's spelled Tut, pronounced Toot. And there's a foul as the ball was reached into by Trent Cothran, and it'll be his second personal foul. We have timeout. 105-35. That's the largest lead, 70 points here today. Coach Ray Harper, his team was 9th in the conference a couple of years ago, 2nd in the conference last season. And, you know, we were just sitting here talking amongst ourselves at courtside while you enjoyed that message from our sponsors. And, you know, yes, you're excited because the Gamecocks are winning by such a margin, but you just don't know. With all due respect to Reinhardt College, they're an NAIA school, and they, you know, I don't know if I would have expected a 70-point win today, as Freeman is in the lineup and misses that shot. But I think there's a good sign right there.
Yes, good to see Jacoby Hill back on the bench. And I'm definitely thinking it was a cramp issue. I saw a lot of fluid being taken back there to Jacoby on the trainer's table.
And there's a lay-in that breaks a 15-1 Jack State run.
There are definitely a lot of pieces on this Jack State roster this year that the Gamecock coaching staff has brought in, and it will be interesting to see as the competition goes up how these guys game, how they can elevate their game as well.
Triggers with the rebound. Underhands it to Nadozie, who's playing with 4 fouls. Got it for 2. Toby Nadozie. Rebound again. Thomas Toot. He's from Sudan. Toot is. And there's a tray from outside by Connor Loy. He's from Columbia, Kentucky.
Yeah, and he is a walk-on that Coach Harper says, we're going to have to play this young man. He said he is, the way he's performed in preseason practice, and you see there, he's very unselfish, but when he is open, he has got knockdown shooting ability.
And yeah, we talked about him earlier. He had 3,019 points, a school record in high school, coming out of Adair County High School in Kentucky.
And when you say a young player like him is from Kentucky, that means something.
It does. It means something as Khalil Cook hits the free throw. So the Gamecocks will win it here today, and they'll play at home on Friday night against Coastal Carolina. And you'll see that one right here on ESPN+. And again, Reinhardt, after tonight, will get back into, or after today, gets back into their normal NAIA schedule, as there's an opening, and it's laid in by Toot for 2. .30 seconds to go in this one. Rebound into the corner. And Vangu is fouled. But yeah, after this one, Reinhardt goes home, and they will play Tennessee Wesleyan and Milligan of Tennessee as they get back into their NAIA schedule. And Bensao Vungo at the line. Shooting 1-and-1 here. Rebound. And the hack over the top by Khalil Cook. It'll be his first. Excuse me, his second.
You know, one element of this roster that kind of stands out is you see Thomas Toot step up to the line. He is 6'10". When you get Niagu back at 7 foot, you also have Erskine's Ford at 6'9", and Anna Batarte at 6'8". You got some front line size.
Yeah. I don't know how fast some of the guys, you know, Niago, we saw him last year. Never going to win the world record in the dash, but when you're 7 feet tall, it doesn't matter.
And he's got experience in the program. He knows what Jack State wants to accomplish.
In and out, no good for Cook. And the Gamecocks will just run the clock here. Ndozi brings it up the floor. And the horn sounds this one to a close. 114 to 39. Wow.
Yeah, and a tremendous afternoon or morning, and we're in the afternoon now for Jacksonville State. And again, some big games for several of the Gamecock newcomers, and I know I've talked about him a lot today, but Vungo, I'm very impressed. He's a double-double today, 12 points, but the 14 rebounds. Definitely a look at what he can bring to the table for this Jack State team. And of course, Jamar Franklin with a solid game, great confidence builder. AC Bryant shot it well. Jacoby Hill, the true freshman, a great game. So a lot of positives that the Gamecocks, Ray Harper, can take off the floor today.
Exactly. 55% shooting for the Gamecocks, 26% for Reinhardt. Three-point shooting, 41% for Jack State. 13% for the Eagles when all is said and done. 114 to 39 the final score. And Mickey, It looks encouraging. We'll know more Friday when Coastal Carolina comes to town.
Well, the competition will step up, and you expect the Jack State players to elevate their game and continue to develop, and it's going to be fun to watch this thing as it grows.
So for Mickey Shadricks, I'm Eli Gold saying so long from Jacksonville, Alabama. The final score today, Jack State 114, Reinhardt College 39. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.